Hello, welcome back. Right, apologise for my voice. I've been suffering from a terrible cold for the past week and a bit. It's been awful. The whole place smells of vapour rub and Albus oil. So I'm told. I can't smell a bloody thing. But I'm assured that I've stunk the place out. Right, okay, just having a look at a device that arrived last week, sent to me from Duncan Edwards. I will put a link in the description box below where you can purchase the device if you wish to grab hold of it too. It is a Casduino digital tape drive emulator thingy for the MSX, and I'm just going to sort of show you it sort of set up. You can see the leads that I have from Retro Computer Shack for the MSX tape connects into the back of the device and also into the back of the MSX itself. There are various menus on the digital screen. You can see there's some cassette files already on the 4 gig card that's just in the side there. I'll show you those, and it's powered independently with a mini USB lead. I got caught out by that. I thought it would be a micro USB, but it wasn't, so I had to order one, but it only cost a couple of quid and it arrived the next day, so it doesn't matter. But the build quality of this is really good. As you can see, the display is nice and clear, and we are going to load a game. There's some buttons down there. You can do all sorts with this. You can load converted ROMs. There's some homebrew files on the SD card, and there's also some games listed sort of from A to Z. But I'm going to show you a couple of what I believe were cartridge games to show you how useful this device is. Now, you can apparently change the baud rate on this. I'm assured that the baud rate is the sort of speed with which it sort of like reads the files. But to be honest, I haven't messed about with that. I've just left it the way Duncan had set it. Using the up and down keys on the front, you can sort of go through the sub-menus that you sort of want to look at. So, for example, if we want to look at cassette games, we go into play, and then we've got an alphabetical list. We can see the games in there, and it will scroll across, show you some information about the game, and also the load command you have to put in. Bearing in mind the MSX uses quite a few different load commands, which is really sort of helpful. But you know, if I stop that and I go through, you can see there are some, there are some sort of let's have a look down. There are some quite a lot of games actually for the MSX that I wasn't aware that it actually had as many as it does that are familiar to me. I knew it received an awful lot of like ports of Spectrum games back in the day. So I'll just see. There's Head Over Heels there. There's also Alienate, Night Law, etc. Jet Set Willy, Manic Miner, Jack the Nipper, Death Wish 3, just to name a sort of few on here that I've found. RoboCop. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sort of like look at a couple of MSX only games or that I believe were MSX only games using this device, just to sort of show you how good it is. So I'm going to go to converted ROMs and Antarctic Adventure. So it's telling me what I've got to type in there. B load speech marks cas colon speech marks comma R. Right, so if I type that in, and then I press play on the device, you'll see it's now playing, and this file loads up sort of fairly quickly. Bear in mind it's a tape emulator, and the MSX tapes were the same as like the Commodore and Amstrad. You know, it could control the motor on the tape devices, telling it when to stop, where to start, etc. And that, I believe, is the advantage a device like this has over something like MSX2 CAS, the app that I showed you the other week, which is a really, really good app and one that I still use. Whoops, I just nearly knocked the thing over. Excuse the screen being sort of very wonky there. You know my production values aren't fantastic. But while this loads, I've not done anything for the last couple of weeks. Like I said, I've been absolutely sort of like knocked out by this this cold. It's obviously the bad weather, really bad weather we've had in June. It's just got to me. I tend to be susceptible to things like that anyway. But this is Antarctic Adventure, which is what I don't know. I only loaded it up because it was the first one on there, and I'm going to have a quick game of this, and then I'm going to show you another one that was recommended to me by people who had watched my review of Night Night, the homebrew game that I did a couple of weeks ago. There we go. That took, what, a minute and a half? Something like that. Right, we want to play this with joysticks, because really, because I've got a joystick plugged in. And here we go. Yes, quite a jolly sort of sounding game. Quite good fun. You play this little penguin, and you've got to get from one side of Antarctica to the other by the look of things, avoiding all these holes in the sort of ground and these bloody seals that are a bit of a pain in the arse. These flags sort of seem to increase your time if you catch the fish. I don't really know what catching the fish does. Whether or not it makes you smell a fish, I don't know. But it's quite a jolly, quite a fun little game. Quite sort of basic. Oh. But I was playing this for about 15-20 minutes earlier, and I was quite enjoying myself. The tune gets slightly grating. It's like being stuck in the most annoying ice cream van in the world with its jingle permanently on. Excuse me. As you can see, the sort of seals hamper your progress, and there's all these crevices that appear sort of throughout as well, that you fall down. Bloody crevices. But it's a really sort of enjoyable little game, and sort of again is what's impressing me again about the MSX is that, you know, I'm finding that a lot of the games I'm playing on it and discovering are really quite enjoyable. Obviously, you know, this Casduino is a tape-based solution, and I believe there are cartridge-based ones, but I've not really sort of looked into that much. But this is Antarctic Adventure, and it's quite a decent, fun little time waste of, you know, like 5 or 10 minutes or so. You can see I'm running out of time. Will I get to the end? Let's get the green flag. Probably won't have done me any good. I'm running out. I don't actually know what they don't seem to be increasing my time. I'm right at the end. That was the end of the level there. Right, let's turn Antarctic Adventure off and show you this other game I was banging on about just now. So I've really been enjoying using this little unit. It's really helped me get a lot more... Right, where's it gone? What was it called to start with? Get a lot more enjoyment out of it, because some of the things on MSX to cassette I had a bit of trouble getting to load. But overall, the experience with that app was really good. But this machine is good fun. I've got a lot more files to check out. Now, this is a game called Kings Valley. So I've got to do the usual... oh, I've buggered it up. Right, I've got to turn it off and turn it on again, unless anyone knows of a way to reset the MSX. Right, so it's B load Cas. Yeah. I keep on knocking the bloody tripod thing with the wheel of the chair. This game was suggested to me by a couple of people after I did my review of Night Night, like I said a couple of weeks ago, that amazing homebrew game. And I like the fun, sort of simple, well-designed sort of platform games, and again, games that, you know, stick true to the adage that you don't have to have fancy graphics, an amazing sound and everything to be really, really playable. Now, I warn you, I can only get to the second screen in this because I only started playing it about 15 minutes before I started this video. But I've had quite a bit of fun with it, and it's one that I'm going to sort of spend a bit of time with. Now, if you are aware of any similar games on any of the other systems, whether or not Kings Valley was released on any of the other systems, like the Amstrad, Spectrum, etc., then let me know, because I'd be quite happy to do comparison videos between it and those games that you may mention. Right, this is showing that it's 91, 92, 93. So I think these load really quickly because they're converted cartridge files. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong there. So here we go. We've got Kings Valley. Now, it is quite sort of tricky to start off with, but I love the way this sort of game looks. And it sounds great as well. It's got that sort of wonderful old arcade sort of feel and look about it. And I've got to go around and collect these jewels. And once I've collected all the jewels on the level, the bollocks! The exit will open and I'm able to get out. Now, as you can see, I've got to make sure that I don't get killed first. And if weapons-wise, there is a knife or something that I can pick up. Oh, fucking hell. Or something that I can pick up. But whilst you're holding that, you can't jump or anything. So, or you don't seem to be able to. I haven't worked out if you can. So it's a kind of strategy sort of that you've got to see whether or not you can. This is going really well, Baz. I said I managed to get onto the second screen. I did. But it's just got that wonderful sort of old style sort of feel to it that's really good and fun. Right, so if I grab... come on. Now I've got to go and grab it again, chuck it and get rid of him. And there we go. Now, it was a real brain bender, this game, when I first started playing it. I sort of really struggled with this first level. I didn't watch any playthroughs of it or anything like that. I just went sort of straight into it blind. And again, it's one of those games that is fantastic to have discovered. So as you can see, I've now got... I've now got to the second level. I've equalled my record. But yeah, this is one that I'm going to put... excuse me, some time into because it's really good fun. Now here you can see there are pickaxes around that you can use to sort of like dig holes in the platforms as such. I've probably knackered myself completely by using up that pickaxe, but yeah. Again, you got to get the jewels. While avoiding the baddies. Now again, you can't sort of jump while you're holding something by the look of things. And it's got this lovely sort of non-annoying ditty in the background, whereas Antarctic Adventures one, I said, got a little bit much after a while. This one's quite nice and jolly. I don't mind it. Right, so I've dug that through there. Right, now where do I have to go? Oh, I can't jump. Oh dear, I've trapped myself. Well done, Baz. But anyway, that was just a couple of fun little games for the MSX to demonstrate this Casduino device from that Duncan Edwards sent me. Really nice device. I've already, I think, got my money's worth out of it, play-wise, having a look through all the files, etc. It's a really, really useful addition to my family of modern devices for old machines. Thank you, Duncan. Like I said, if you want to know where you can buy the device from, there is a link to Duncan's shop in the description box below. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. But if you do subscribe, please, 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 as ever, take the time to join in with the conversation, because that's what it's all about. Thanks ever so much for watching. I know, you know, the gameplay is crap, etc. I'm fully aware of that. It was just to demonstrate the device. Thank you. Bye-bye.